Hello and welcome to Age of Empires Definitive Edition tutorial on how to play Fast Bronze. Again, it's gonna be a land map, so highland, good representation, minnow and no eco bonuses that would matter for us. So this is going to be the setup, and this build will work for pretty much every single map out there, aside from maybe Oasis, where you don't really wanna go bronze almost ever because of how open the map is. You're just gonna die if the enemy team knows what they're doing at least. And then there's continental and island maps that just have more water, and it changes the way you make the start and how you're gonna play the map. So if you have water, you might wanna consider a fishing ship boom instead. So let's go and get started here. Basic start here, just make your villagers, go find your berries, make the house. Here I'm just scouting around a bit because that one has a long time to walk. It might as well make something use of that. So you never know what you'll find. You can see I micro the berries a bit here to get them in nice and even. Nice, we found an elephant over there, a couple of them. So now we know how we can pretty much get up to tool here. It's a bit slower than with the gazelles and can mess up your gazelles a bit. Now one thing here to note, I've got 5 on berries here. That's probably not enough for the long run, but because we got the berries so early, we can just put this guy on wood. But putting 6 on berries is no problem. And this guy here, the 6th one, is gonna make the house as usual. You can see the house is made next to a wood line. You never know, it might be used in a wall later. And the guy who makes the house is gonna go scout, and the next guy to come out will go to our wood line over there. And the way this differs from just playing fast tool is that you actually want your pit earlier here to be able to gather the wood you'll need for your resource buildings. So we're going to be putting a little bit more guys in wood here. So there's no rush to push those elephants or those gazelles to the TC just yet. And here you can see we actually found 2 gazelle batches here. They're close to a wood line even, so this is going to be pretty nice. We're making the house there so we can think about the future wall in there easier later maybe. But there's a problem with double gazelles here, that they very easily go around and just go running all over the place. So you really want to kill them as late as you can so you can transfer pretty much all of your food gatherers into these gazelles, so you can just gather them up at once and don't have to wait for all of them to run around or wait for all of them to rot there when you don't have enough villagers on them. So we're gonna get the elephants first here. And you also notice we got the 2nd guy out for scouting here, and he's gonna go look around, because when you're playing fast bronze, unless you want to go for something really aggressive, generally you want 24 to 27 villagers, so you're just going to be making villas. We can afford an extra scout here. And these guys are just trying to find our resources. Our gold is important, there we can find the gold. And a nasty lion, as usual. We just want to make our villagers, get our wood, and soon we want to bring in our elephants so they won't be too late. And we will be able to click up the tool in time and not die. So you can see we found another nice place to wall there, make a house there. There's another gold patch for us over there, get the elephants here. This is pretty simple as far as the builds go. You put 4 on wood and then you start to gather your guys for your food. So, and in the meantime you try and scout around to see what you can find. You can see there's another wood line there at the top. We already have all our food here, so we can just be playing defensive and not take too many risks. We pretty much know everything we want, except we don't like our gold spots here yet. And you can see this guy here is gonna go scout for us, and this guy, because this one is coming back, and then the elephants here. So our gold is here, that's really far, but we could make a pit here and then wall against the woodline, but it's so far I don't like it. Then we have one over here. We can also wall this one easily here, and probably here to the map edge. Might not even have to wall. Here could be a nice large area for us, but again it's a little bit forward here, and we know we get 3 gold piles per player in this map, so there might be one here, there might be one here, and there might be one here or back here. So this guy is going here in hopes of finding gold. And if we find a gold here, especially if it's nice and wall over here, I'm gonna make my pit here back so I can wall it in case of emergency, and that's gonna be our wood income and gold income later. So it's just basically gonna save us an extra wood pit here later on. Here you can see we're pulling in the second elephant. Just gonna be making enough villagers for our economy and sending the guys. We found the gold, so it's very nice. Now, don't be like me, make your villagers, don't be a noob. We lost good 7 seconds here because we weren't making our villagers. So we're gonna be 7 seconds late for our tool and for our 7 seconds late for the bronze time, so that's gonna be a little bit annoying. But this happens if you're not good enough, so play better than I do, don't make the mistake. And you can see the guy over here, he's actually walking past this, so this looks like to be open here to the back. That's kind of annoying, but still it looks like a very nice wall here. You can make a building here, here, and then maybe a couple of walls here, and you should be safe for your wood and gold, and that's gonna be important. And we know we want the gazelles here for the food, so we're gonna make a pit here and drop all the gazelles, eat them up, and then we want to make a granary here for our food once we're going up to bronze. You really want to have at least an extra patch of berries to be able to go up to bronze. If you're counting your starting berry, your starting gazelle, you have just enough to go up to tool and do a little bit on tool, but you do need extra food to be able to go up to bronze, and 2 elephants are not enough. You need at least 650 food to be able to go up with 24 population to tool and then hit bronze instantly. So the more villagers you're going to be making in tool, the more food you'll need. But the good guideline is a set of extra berry, at least 3 elephants, or at least a large patch of gazelle. This 5, I would be very doubtful that would be enough because of all of the decay. So instead of these 5, I would want at least an extra elephant. So better make sure that you have enough food. So we have to go and get these extra gazelle here to be able to go up to bronze. And after we're there, we're just going to use the berries here to fuel our bronze economy. And you can see we found out that we can actually go around now. I clicked here to check if you can go around this or not, because if you can go around, the villager will still path here like it did, but if this was blocked, it would just turn around and try to go this way. So we know this is open, we know we have to wall this later on, unless we have a full perfect wall for the rear of the map. So make the pit there. As you can see, very nice pit, long time, good wood income here because it's a little bit around, and even then it's even. So this might have been a better wood income spot, but because we got the gold here, I wanted to take this one. And from this point onwards, I could be scouting more here, I could be scouting more here, but because I don't have any scouting villagers left on that side, I would have to send a new one there. And I know everything I need, except that I know that this is open. And I know I cannot wall this in time for tool. So our options are going to be small wall here and a small wall here. And if somebody is going to be aggressive. If nobody's aggressive, we're just wall like here, maybe here, here, and then here to the left towards our guy who's next to it. Now you can see we're just gonna drop all of the gazelles here. Well, almost done with all the berries, almost done with all of the elephants. So we just drop the gazelles here and start gathering the food up from them. Killing this many gazelle at once is going to lose a lot of food out of the gazelle. That's why we're going to transfer all of the guys from the berries into the gazelles here. And remember to make houses. This is the one thing here that I don't have a guy on scout. I should have had one guy here, maybe build a house here early on. And now you can see the elephant ran dry, so we're just going to transfer everything to the gazelles here. And here we could have actually went up at 24. We've got 420 food in the bank. If we force drop these guys and these guys, that's gonna be enough. And cancel this guy, we could go up at 24 and get a pre-12 minute bronze time with this. Now, looking on the map, I should have done that because the map is too open to preferably wall nice and fast easily. So getting a faster time would be preferable here. So if you're on a position where you don't see a perfect wall off early on, just go up as early as you can. So we're gonna go up with 25 and it's gonna be like a 12-minute bronze. Besides the few seconds we were late on the villagers, so like 12:07. It's still quite fine. We can still make the small walls here and here. Because we can get the berries here, we just make the granary here and a wall there, another wall there, and it's gonna be fine. And here you can see we clicked up the tool. Now this is important. We've got 19 on food, but that's because this elephant is still going. When you're going up to tool, you need to have at least 14 villagers on food here to be able to click bronze fast and nice. If you have exactly 0 wood and 0 food by the time you click tool, you're going to need 14 guys gathering food for you and 10 guys gathering wood for you. That way you can make all of your buildings and you can have enough food to click up to bronze in time. So this guy here, gonna go just building the racks we're gonna need halfway up to tool. Is the latest you need to start your barracks to be able to make your second military building to be able to go up. Because we want the market we get from the granary and we want the military building to be able to click up to bronze. So for that we need the barracks, and this house just nicely covers this off here so we can be safe. Earliest any scout aggression would be coming towards our base is roughly 10 minutes or a little bit early, a little bit after that. So there's really no danger yet unless there's a barracks placed somewhere over here between us and yellow, but we can see that yellow is already looking if there's anything nasty, and he's actually got military here, so we don't have to worry about that too much. We can just send this one guy back here. And you can see here I'm actually taking off my guys from the wood here to be able to place all of the buildings down quick and fast. You want 3 villagers per building, so you only have to make 1 villager when you're in tool age, and you can click up to bronze immediately after that. So the market, stable, and every time you're rushing bronze, unless you know you're super safe or unless you have to play against scouts, you should consider going stable, because stable allows you to make cavalry, which counters every unit in tool. So as long as you don't have to fight scouts early on, make the stable. And here you can see our gazelles are running out. We can transfer to the berries here, and as soon as we get our click in here, 9:45. So okay, we're 5 seconds behind plus the 2 here, so 7 seconds from idle villager time, because idle TC time, because we didn't make the villagers. Don't be a noob, make your villagers. And to keep up your production and economy when you get the bronze, you're going to need 4 villagers on gold here to be able to sustain your cavalry production from 1 stable. and you're going to need 4 villagers on food for the same cavalry production. And on top of that, to constantly make villagers, you're going to need 6 more on food. So when you're going up, you're gonna wanna make sure that once you hit that, you will have 4 on gold, 10 on food, and then the rest doing whatever you need to prioritize at the moment. So depending on if you need food for your upgrades or wood for your buildings, just put the guys there. So that will depend a bit on how your build is going, but generally 4 on gold for the cavalry and 10 on food for the cavalry and the villagers. Here you can see we're just gathering the rest of the berries. This guy here wants to make walls for us. We want to upgrade our walls as soon as we can. Now preferably you would have enough food here to upgrade your walls instantly, so you wouldn't have to wait like I do have to here. Look at the time here. Now if there was an enemy making scouts, this is the time they would be coming into your base. So if you're not walled in at 10 minutes and somebody's going scouts, expect to die. And what you should do here is, if you see scouts, is wall this off here, so your gold and wood line will be safe. And then you're going to wall this off here, so your food here will be safe as well, and you'll have extra wood here as well. So basically you're going to be making small walls here and here. When you see scouts, yellow here might see them first, or maybe red one, or maybe this villager here will see them. So you'll just wall small here, maybe here if you're a little bit late, and then just wall here and here, because when you make a granary here, it's just like a house, maybe 2, 5, 7 stone wall pieces that you want to make. If one scout gets in, don't worry, you can just bone it down and micro the hurt villager away. But optimally you want to wall here when you get the warning, and then you want to wall here when you get the warning. And as soon as you got the wood, 450 wood, you can make a range and you can make an archer inside to defend. That's going to drive away the scouts, so they won't be hitting you, maybe if you have a undefended house wall still somewhere. So that's just going to push them away. And don't worry about the enemy coming up against his own archers to harass your lines, because you're already going up to bronze, and soon you're going to have the cavalry here to drive the archers away. So you should be relatively safe here. Here we've got pretty good coverage from our actually AI allies, so we haven't seen any aggression. It's fine for us now, but 10 minutes is a good time to think about when you want to be walled, because if you're not, there's gonna be scouts running around and it's gonna be nasty. So here we can see the left side. There's a hole here that we're gonna have to wall. And the way we can know that there's a hole there is because the 2 woods here are of a different type. So when you see pine woods and you see oak woods there, you know there's going to be a hole in between, because even if those were to be like very close to each other, different types of forest never touch. The only way there is not a hole there if there is going to be a gold pile or a stone mine there in between. Because of the distance between the forest, that's very unlikely. But if we send a unit to wall it now, it might live, it might get the wall off, we don't know. Now, rather I would wait until we get our first cavalry, so I can wall it with some kind of defense and it doesn't just die to one scout or something. Or maybe one clubman even. Just running around, and just make stone walls behind all of your houses here. It's important to be safe. Now, it would not be a bad idea to send these guys to make stone walls here and maybe wall this off as well. We've got the eco, we don't quite need them on wood here. And about halfway up to bronze, we want to make our wood cutting to upgrade, and we want to make our damage upgrade for the cavalry. Because cavalry with your first damage upgrade will deal significantly more damage to tool armies, because it takes down the amount of hits it takes to kill most units by 1. So instead of having to hit the slinger 4 times, you only hit the slinger 3 times to kill it. So it's a very meaningful upgrade. You should always get it. And here just make more walls. And you can see we sent our 4 guys to the gold for the cavalry we're gonna need. And just wall more. And you can see there's the hole that we're gonna have to deal with, and that we're gonna deal with the cavalry. And we can see it's 12 minutes around, and you're gonna be up to bronze. You can have your guys in gold, so you can make your cavalry. You got your guys on food, so you can make your villagers. And we wanna click wheel here because we're not fully walled. Wheel is a very important safety tech for your villagers here. If you don't have full stone walls, go wheel first, just for the safety. If you have full stone walls, you can make wood cutting 2 here. That's more efficient economy wise than wheel. Quite a bit more efficient, but it is not going to guarantee your villagers the safety of running away fast. And here you can see we're just gonna make the farms we need to keep up our cavalry and our villager production here. And this is the basic opening where you should have your cavalry out. And here you see 12:30 to 13 roughly, and this cavalry should defend you from any lingering tool armies around on the map. If you have a falling side here, maybe they were losing to a mass slingers or something, don't send in 1 cavalry, it's just gonna die. Make up, build a second stable and make like 4, and then you can clean them up. So the main question here still unanswered is, when should you play fast bronze like this? Generally, if you're playing a 3v3 team game and you're in the pocket position in the middle, or you're in the super corner here, those are good ideas to play for bronze. Also, if you have a super defensive map in 2v2 and your ally also has a very good defensive map, then you can think about one of you going for the fast bronze and the other one going for tool defense and just trying to hold on before your cavalry comes out to clean the battlefield. So generally not a 1v1 strategy. Usually there you see a lot of tool play that's just going to punish you before you get up to your walls around 9 minutes. So reserve this for 3v3s and 4v4s and when you're in safe positions. This was the tutorial for fast bronze. Hope this will bring you success and give you new ideas in your games going forward. Thank you for watching and best of luck on the battlefields.